entrepreneurial. And when I look at the guys who are the most successful in the business, who've actually throughout their careers proven to produce the highest returns and the most amount of money for their investors. And I'm not talking, millions, I'm talking billions. There is a handful of guys, there's, less than 20 of them, but the ones that I focus on are less than 10, to be more specific, 5, that throughout their careers so far have generated billions of dollars for their investors. And as I look at what they do today and what they have done in the past, nearly every single time, they have a major piece of their own skin in the game, or they are the biggest owner or shareholder in their companies, meaning that they will suffer the worst if something goes wrong. And they are going about things from an entrepreneurial standpoint. And there's something about being an entrepreneur that a lot of these people, these academics, and even the people in the mining sector, the CEOs that run these companies, a lot of them have never been entrepreneurs in their entire lives. And so what do I mean when I say that, being an entrepreneur? Because a lot of people might have a bone to pick with that. And when I say what being an entrepreneur is, I think being an entrepreneur is when you put other people ahead of yourself. Is when you say, other people are going to get paid before I get paid. I get paid last. I receive my compensation last. You eat before I eat. And once everyone's been fed and then I eat, that is what I think is what an entrepreneur is. When an entrepreneur says, hey, let's get together as a group here and let's do this venture. And just to affirm my commitment to it, my team, my employees, you're all going to eat before I do. My investors, you're going to eat before I do. Everyone's going to eat before me, and then I eat last. That's the definition, in my opinion, of what an entrepreneur is. And there's so few of those people that are in the sector today. And you know what? People like me and a lot of other guys out there, Rick Roll's another one, and the CEOs that are in my Legendary Mind Builders Index are like this too. And you watching this, maybe your business is like this too. If you run a sole proprietorship or if you run a company with lots of employees, you are always the last to get paid. And that's what separates you. That's what defines you. And there's something about that fight that galvanizes you, and it turns you into a different person. It turns you into some sort of machine, so to speak, and it polishes you up. And as I said, it turns you into something tougher and greater than the conditions that you are, surviving in. And so it's the guys that find that place and stay in that place throughout their entire careers. Because that's not a comfortable zone, as you know. If you do run your own business or if you've got a whole ton of employees that you're responsible for, it's not easy, it's not comfortable. But by staying there, you're constantly challenged every single day with something new. And again, those are the CEOs that I think generally do the best, the ones who have mastered that area, who can perform best under those types of high pressure conditions. Those are the ones that made decisions that were prudent a few years ago, that when we look at the positions of their companies now and where they are now, we say, wow, how the heck did you have the foresight to be here right now in such a successful position? It was because the lessons that they learned being an entrepreneur. They put into place those lessons and that wisdom into their businesses. And again, a lot of that wisdom is contained here in The Richest Man in Babylon, which you can find for probably $1 or less used on the internet. So getting back to the story.